Okay, welcome back. Okay, so I'm going to start with the uh, the analog oscillators. Okay, using the analog oscillators allows us to use and mix up to 3 digital oscillators. We have a choice of 4 basic waveforms. The sine wave is a pure tone. The only sound it provides is the fundamental tone. The sound of a sine wave is kind of flute-like and maybe a little bit thin, perhaps. It has very little harmonic richness. It has no overtones. Somewhat more harmonically rich is a type of sound called a triangle wave. Triangle waves have a little more harmonic richness. They can be very useful in bass and low frequencies to kind of supplement the bass. Triangle waves also have a characteristic called the pulse width, which allows us to make variations in the quality of the sound. Okay. Somewhat more harmonically rich than a triangle is the square wave or pulse wave. Sometimes said to have a kind of a hollow buzzing sound. Pulse waves also have a pulse width characteristic that can be altered, which also gives a little change to the sound. Finally, the most harmonically rich waveform is the sawtooth wave. Okay, so those are your basic waveforms. All right. Now, once you have selected a particular wave, say a sawtooth, you can use the coarse tuning knob to adjust the pitch. It is measured in semitones. 12 semitones is an octave. That was 1 octave up. Here's 2 octaves higher. Here's 1 octave below the original tone. We can also use the fine tuning knob to detune the second and third oscillators to give a thicker, richer sound. I'm going to detune this second oscillator just a little bit. I'm going to bring it in. Now compare that to a harmonic unison. was so easy while I was practicing it. There we go. Okay. Now the detuned sound. Now let me bring in a third oscillator, slightly detuned. It does have a fatter sound to it. Now, one of the important ways of adding complexity to a sound is by stacking oscillators. 3 oscillators definitely give you a fuller sound than just one by itself. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a square wave pitched an octave higher and a triangle wave pitched an octave lower than the sawtooth at the top. Okay, and that has a very harmonically rich sound. Now, over in this right-hand portion, we have the filters. There are 2 filter banks, and the default is one filter, the multimode style filter, in a low-pass 24 decibel per octave setting. And what the filter does is that it, as you move the cutoff, it removes the higher frequencies, and then the cutoff frequency gets lower and lower until you have completely eliminated the sound. Let me show you. Until it is silent. Now, resonance gives emphasis to the sounds right below the cutoff frequency. I'm going to bring the resonance up to about 50% and sweep back. Listen to what that sounds like. Now, in addition to a low-pass filter, you also have high-pass, bandpass, and notch filter options. I'm going to do a filter sweep in each of these to show you what that sounds like. High pass, now band pass. And finally, notch. Okay. Alright. So on the next video, I'm going to talk about various ways that you can add motion and dynamic movement to your sounds. I hope you found this informative. Talk to you again. Goodbye.